If the devil were to walk among humans, blending in as one of us, what kind of presence would he have? I would love to meet you to find the answer to this question. Imagine a being that encapsulates every form of evil, possessing the power to hold all malevolence within, just like Johan has been portrayed. Johan's character is incredibly fascinating because, throughout the series, if you analyze him closely, you will realize that he is crafted to near perfection. His smile, the way he thinks, his appearance, everything is meticulously designed. He is the epitome of a master manipulator, almost like a puppet master pulling the strings of everyone around him. Johan's ability to manipulate isn't just a skill, it's an art form. He is a god of manipulation, an enigma who understands and exploits the deepest, darkest emotions that people try to hide or escape from. The truth is, every person harbors certain feelings or fears they don't confront, and Johan's sinister brilliance lies in bringing those buried emotions to the surface, forcing people to face them whether they like it or not. But unlike a therapist who guides you towards healing, Johan does the opposite. He weaponizes those emotions against you. He makes you believe that your deepest fears and darkest thoughts are your own fault, turning your mind into a battleground where you fight against yourself. Most of us spend our lives running from our emotions, from our mistakes. We carry regrets and shame that we can't shake off, and while some people are strong enough to confront and accept these, many aren't. This is where manipulators or psychopaths like Johan come into play. They sense your vulnerability and exploit it, using it as a tool to control and destroy you. Returning to Johan, we see that his character is crafted in such a way that everyone who encounters him trusts him. His emotional understanding of others is uncanny. He can read people like a book. When Johan speaks to someone, he doesn't just have a conversation, he invades their mind. He makes them feel as if they are talking to themselves, absorbing their emotions, understanding their thought processes, and then twisting those thoughts against them. Johan is a perfect psychopath, but his story is not just about psychopathy, it's about a tragic yet terrifying journey that begins with a childhood marred by trauma. Like every true psychopath, Johan's story begins with a dark and twisted childhood. His early life was a living nightmare, scarred by violence, betrayal, and abandonment. As we delve into the series, it becomes clear that Johan exhibited signs of being a psychopath from a young age. His childhood was filled with such horror and despair that it shaped his entire worldview, preparing him for a specific, horrifying ideology. A pivotal part of Johan's development was a book he encountered during his childhood, A Nameless Monster. This book had an enormous impact on Johan's psyche and his outlook on life. The chilling part is that the monster in the book, the one with no name, is also called Johan. This is no coincidence. It reflects the depth of Johan's character and his journey into becoming a living monster. The character we know as Johan Liebert is not his original name. Throughout the series, his real name is never revealed, adding another layer of mystery and darkness to his identity. Just like the monster in the story, whose hunger could never be satisfied and who eventually consumed everyone around him, Johan's hunger, his insatiable thirst for chaos and destruction, grows day by day. It's a hunger that he cannot control, and it will eventually consume him, just as it consumes everyone else around him. Johan's psychology and the fascination with his character stem from two core elements: a question and an answer. He embodies the existential question of whether all human lives are truly equal. His twisted ideology suggests that to defeat a monster, you must become one yourself. If you want to defeat evil, you must embrace evil. This philosophy leads to a disturbing paradox, where Johan believes that the only way to bring justice to the world is through absolute chaos and destruction. Let's explore the character of Dr. Tenma, who represents the antithesis of Johan's ideology. Johan has the power to shatter the worldview of anyone who believes in the equality of all lives, except for one man, Dr. Tenma. Dr. Tenma's life and character are rooted in the belief that every life is equal, that every person deserves a chance at redemption. This belief defines his every action and decision, even leading him to save the life of a serial killer, unknowingly at first, and later with full knowledge of who Johan is. Dr. Tenma's character is the polar opposite of Johan's. While Johan uses people's emotions as weapons against them, Dr. Tenma harnesses emotions to heal and save lives. Johan despises humanity as a whole, not just because of the weaknesses he sees in others, but because he sees life itself as unworthy. He hates the weak because he believes they don't deserve to live, and he hates the strong because he feels they don't deserve the power they wield. His entire ideology revolves around this nihilistic view of life, where nothing matters and every action he takes is justified by his belief that he is a necessary evil. Johan knows that he is evil, but in his twisted mind he believes that his actions are essential to bringing about a new order, a world where only the strongest survive. This belief makes him incredibly dangerous, because no matter how wrong he is in the eyes of others, as long as he sees himself as right, nothing can stop him. Johan's driving force is not money or power, it's the justification of his own dark ideology that to end evil, one must become evil. He embodies the belief that being wrong with the wrong person doesn't make you right. Dr. Tenma, on the other hand, believes that even the worst people deserve a chance to be good, that there is redemption for everyone. Johan's ideology is that the only thing bad people deserve is bad things happening to them. But the terrifying truth is that in Johan's eyes, everyone is bad, and to prove this, he has taken numerous dark and destructive steps. Returning to the central question that is a significant part of Johan's character, are all human lives truly equal? For Johan, there is only one thing that all humans share equally, and that is their capacity for darkness, their ability to harbor the most terrifying emotions and thoughts. Johan's psychology is not just about understanding this darkness, but about embracing it, and then passing it on to others. He is not just a victim of his own twisted mind, he wants to propagate his dark philosophy to others, to create successors who will carry on his legacy of chaos and destruction. If you think Johan hasn't thought about his own death, then you haven't understood him at all. Johan has meticulously planned every aspect of his life, including his death, and this is the basis of the entire series. Johan wants to die at the hands of Dr. Tenma. Imagine if Dr. Tenma had shot Johan, what would have happened? It would have proven Johan's twisted belief that all lives are not equal, that even a man as righteous as Dr. Tenma could be driven to take a life. If Dr. Tenma had shot Johan, it would have shattered his character completely, turning him into the very monster he has spent his life trying to fight against. This is precisely what Johan desires to break Dr. Tenma, to make him lose his humanity, to show that even the best of us can be corrupted. Johan's psychology is not just about his own darkness, it's about spreading that darkness, infecting others with it, and ensuring that his legacy of chaos lives on. Johan is so deeply complex that he becomes almost an idea, rather than a person, a representation of the darkest aspects of humanity that we all try to deny. Believe me, I have spent countless days thinking about this character. The original script I wrote, I didn't even record it because I found so many mistakes in it. Though there are mistakes in this one too, what I am saying now comes straight from my heart. Johan has made me reflect on the nature of humanity, on the terrifying potential that lies within all of us. He forces us to confront our darkest emotions and thoughts, to question the very nature of good and evil. Johan's character is an exploration of what it means to be human, of the thin line that separates us from the monsters we fear. He is the embodiment of the idea that actions justified by a twisted ideology can never be proven wrong if the person committing them believes they are right. Johan is an extreme version of this idea, taking it to its most terrifying conclusion. The way Johan has been written is truly remarkable. He represents the darkest depths of the human soul, the hidden fears and desires that we all carry within us. These elements make Johan the most complicated and iconic villain in anime history. So let's put Johan aside for a moment. And let me ask you a question, are all human lives really equal? Let the monster inside you answer that question.